What is the fuck up? Alright, so we're gonna get straight to the fucking point. We're gonna be looking at Ethereum and let me make sure fucking I'm actually live right now. And your boy is live right now. Alright. So I made the screen bigger that way you can actually see the actual numbers or whatnot. Um I got so look, let's focus right now what's happening right now. Earning wise, to me nothing big, even though there's might be some tech companies and this and that. Actually, yeah, we got Dell. Dell, that's about it. But the real big fucking thing is this. This. It went from, yo, I want to destroy them to, I was about to strike them, but my friends over here stopped me. So I'm gonna give him 2 or 3 days. Couldn't give actual date, but he said 2 or 3 days. I know it's a strategy to make fucking the other guys feel more nervous by not knowing the actual date or feeling pressured, or just a strategy for him because he knows 2 or 3 days it's actually gonna be Friday. If he announces on, let's say it's Wednesday, Tuesday, as soon as I heard it, I was like, all right, it's gonna get pushed till Friday. Friday's not gonna come through. It's gonna get pushed over the weekend. Either somebody's gonna strike or they're gonna come to another agreement and the market's either gonna open bad because they didn't get an agreement and they started fighting, or they come up with some crazy shit like they're coming with this, if it's a real or not 60 days, then that'll give the market less stress and open not yeah, open pretty much where it left off, still bullish. um and again, less stress on the market. The market won't have to really worry about that because, hey, I extended it another 60 days. You would have thought a week, not 5 days, not 10 days, 60 days. And then the prices and everything. Well, this is interesting, man. This is interesting how they're playing this shit. All right, cool. So if this is true, it's I'm gonna break it down with ChatGPT right now. I'm gonna break it down now with ChatGPT. I'm gonna show you how I break the shit down. But let's go now with Ethereum. So Ethereum tells me how the S&P 500 is gonna open Sunday. Not Ethereum in general, but Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP. They're synchronized somehow to the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the New York stock market, pretty much. In particular, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So I'm gonna show you real quick what I mean by that. So in the weekly, actually, let me just take you to the. We had 12 monthly. What was it? Support resistance by then? Let me see. Resistance or support. Let's see what price it was. Already have. I think I have a market down. Yeah, I did. Okay. So look, let me get this shit. Where is it at then? Oh, it's way up there. Okay. So we have this important resistance now at the 12 monthly at 2,283 for Ethereum that we broke. and we've been trying to get above. That is a crucial resistance to break. So besides that, when we go down to the ELC same area, so we broke this important support that now is resistance. And again, it's 280. I'm just gonna say 280. Again, right here. And then the next one was this 3 monthly support that now is resistance. So notice how we also tried to break through that important crucial area. I'm gonna go down to monthly, and you can see now for the last 2 months, it tried to go up above 280. Remember, the 280 was your area that you need to pass to be above that 12 monthly. Yeah, see it's right here, 281. So the fact that you couldn't pass or Ethereum couldn't pass above 280 was very, very, very negative. Very negative. Even though it was pushing and all this, and especially because you gotta pay attention that crypto, especially like I said, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are connected to the New York stock market. So over the weekend, the way they react is pretty much what's happening. Think of it as futures for the Nasdaq still, because of this drop down from last night. So see, let me show you. Let me break it down for you. And go 4 hour candle. And I'm gonna go 12 hour candle. I'm gonna go 4 hour candle. So Ethereum was holding above this 3 monthly. There's a 3 monthly. So it's hanging above this 3 monthly support. At the same time, it was 50% of this from here to here. Your 50% is somewhere in this area right here. So the fact that you were holding above that, let me actually do it. Yeah, so right here. So somewhere in here. 50% was that on your 4 candle you were also holding above a 3 monthly. So you were holding above 50% of the move, of the weekly move. You were holding above a 50 Fibonacci, and you meanwhile take a look. I'm gonna show you the difference between Ethereum and the S&P 500, just so you can understand like how they move and how it's important. What's happening right now is Ethereum's telling you, hey, we had bad news from Iran, but now that we had good news, we should recover from Saturday to Sunday. If we reject right now, if we start rejecting right now this forward candle on Ethereum, and especially overnight, we don't break back up. So look, pretty much if by by Sunday morning, 9 in the morning, we should be back above here. 2,111 for Ethereum to let me know that the market, the S&P is gonna open where it's at or higher because of now the ceasefire now being 60 days and kumbaya and all that fucking shit or whatnot. Or if negotiations or whatever doesn't fucking go through, you're gonna see Ethereum struggle and you're gonna see it go back down by Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Tell me that we're gonna keep on dumping now because we're going the war's escalating and nobody was happy and nobody wanted to. That's what Ethereum and Bitcoin are gonna tell me. So let me show you again, like I said, the 1 hour candle. I'm gonna take all this shit from the S&P. All right. So here we have the S&P 500. So here's where you had Ethereum holding last Friday, and same with the S&P. Here's where you had it. As you can follow, see the screen on your left, and you'll see it. All right, it's actually this area up here because we actually had two dumps. My bad. There you go. That makes sense. My bad. My the fuck bad. I was looking for a candle. Okay, there you go. So see, it was right here. This we were holding the whole time, but I'm gonna go to the 1 hour candle now. So as we were holding this whole time, once we come here to the end, notice how Ethereum breaks that support first. I said in my videos, I said, hey, look, I said Ethereum is holding inside of this box, and I'm gonna show you the box. All right, it's holding inside of this box right here, and it's holding also where this 4-hour candle right here, this 4-hour candle 50 Fibonacci. I said if Ethereum starts breaking on down to this blue box right here, that's gonna tell me that with the market, the S&P is gonna start going down. We didn't get a deal from Iran, and this war is gonna escalate or something, but the deal didn't happen. So at at 11 in the morning, it breaks that 3 monthly support, and it breaks that box that it was holding on to this whole fucking time. So, but then when I look at the S&P at 11 o'clock, it was still holding. So that it makes sense to me. I was like, why is Ethereum going down if and it breaking that 3 monthly if the Nasdaq is still holding strong? Is my theory wrong? Was I wrong this whole time? Or and next thing you know, 12 o'clock we get that pullback. Why? Because the deal didn't go through. Nothing. So it's gonna be over the weekend. Nobody knows really if to go for a buy, do options for the S&P and go for buys, or what. What do we do? So you got that pullback. But on that pullback, notice also when the second move come down, I said also if the S&P keeps going down, this break that I just tried right now is gonna fucking continue, and we're actually gonna it's gonna be a real breakdown through the 3 monthly support that we are right here for Ethereum, and we're gonna continue going on down into this box. And so yeah, so we close like that, right? So after we close like that, I knew that seeing how it was holding inside of this box right here, I said this is a monthly right here. This is a weekly. The blue lines are weeklies. This is a 3 monthly dotted purple line, 12-hour candle. Weekly is the light blue lines, and the monthly is a purple line right here. So I knew that the breaking through this area is going to be hard. That's why I break it down from the 3 monthly to the monthly, and I know that's this weekly area right here is going to be hard to pass. So I make a box from the weekly, top weekly to the bottom weekly. That I know as it comes through there, it's going to be like some sort of a resistance as it comes down, and it's going to get stuck in there because I know the news has to be really bad to break that monthly and weekly out of that box. And that bad news was that the deal didn't come through. It was Sunday night. And remember, he was gonna announce this whole deal with Iran, whatever shit, sometime at noon. He didn't say what time. In the evening, Friday evening, he didn't say what time. So I knew it was gonna be somewhere at 7, 8 o'clock, or whatever, whatnot. And Ethan was telling you how scared it was, how it didn't bounce back up. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I went to sleep. I was thinking of going for a trade on Ethereum for a sell, but I know how this whole bullshit could escalate or switch, and I didn't do it. So we didn't get a deal. But now that we got this, that changes everything. And you see Ethereum showing you it, and you're also seeing Bitcoin showing you it. I'm gonna take the lines out so people don't get confused. You're seeing with XRP. So this is where we drop the main area. This is where we drop a Friday evening. And then Friday evening we went down, and again back to where we were. And again, they're all gonna do the same thing. From Saturday night, from Saturday evening onto Sunday night, they're gonna return. They have to return back to where they came from. XRP has to go by 135, 136, or exceed it easily by Sunday 5 in the morning, because that's where we will close a 12-hour candle too. So that's very important where that closes, where they all close. But from 5 to 9 in the morning, they gotta go back up here easily. If by Saturday night to Sunday morning, for example, Saturday 1 in the morning to Sunday 6, 9 in the morning, they keep rejecting. For example, XRP keeps you rejecting at 135, and all of a sudden through the nighttime it goes down 50% of what's right now, so 132, 130, and then start going down by 5 in the morning. It's telling me that the deals didn't go through. I ran and said, nah, fuck this, those 60 days, or let's get somebody attack somebody, and it's just fucking bad news. That tells me that, and then I'll go check X again to see if I see any, like, hey, what happened? Is this normal, or is this just another way of crypto and Bitcoin to buy time? And again, once the market opens at 6 in the morning, it'll just shoot up again and go back, you know, just in a way liquidate people. But it shouldn't be that way. Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP shouldn't be very volatile like this over the weekends, because first of all, it's Sunday is the last day of the fucking weekend. To us, it's fucking Friday. So this is really important where they close. It's really important where these last 24 hours end up doing. So, starting after 5 p.m. today, it's gonna be very important where how it reacts, where it's going, and all this and that. Right now it's not so much. It's when it comes to nighttime. Tonight time from Saturday night going to my bad. So that'll be Sunday morning. So Sunday morning at 1, 2 in the morning to Sunday at 9 to see if it's going upwards or going downwards. I'll tell you how the S&P is gonna open, what the sentiment with the market is, especially because every trader, every investor that knows how to read the market knows that this crucial price, this 3 monthly area, is the psychological way to, like, or whatever you call it, that everybody's like, all right, that's a goal. It's going up. It's already, technicals. The Fibonacci is telling me we're already 50%, and if we close above here for the 4-hour candle, all this shit, but not aware of, like, yo, pay attention also to geopolitical. Pay attention to what the president is doing, what the president is tweeting. Are we escalating the war? Did somebody get attacked? All that shit fucking matters. It's not if this bill passes. It's not because somebody bought a bajillion fucking Bitcoin and Ethereum. No, if you look at them right now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, they fucking move the same way. So let me fucking show you. Let me keep on going. I'm gonna go now to Ethereum. Notice that fucking same shit. Holding for a long time. Got scared because nothing happened on Friday. Then we said no to the fucking deal, so market got scared. But then we said, "Yo, what about?" Or whoever said, "Well, what about this 60 days?" That sounds good. Maybe that sounds good. So that's what the market is pushing upwards. Why do you think fucking when Ethereum and XRP and Bitcoin fell, they were just doing this right now? Why do you think you don't see some big candles do this, some excitement? Because of the fear of the fucking war escalating. So now that we're getting this, and then again to go for this, because we have another 3 monthly right here. 3 monthly right there, 2,103, pretty much 2,100. 2,100. So this is the goal for pretty much the end of the week. The end of the week, the market needs to go back above this, close here on Sunday at 5 p.m. That way keeps that bullish. And also you'll see more action, especially when you come to 3 p.m. Sunday. Why? Because crypto closes at 5 p.m. Arizona time. So that means half of that is three from 1 to 5, 2:45 to 3:30. That's your sweet area. And especially because you're having inflow of money coming in for the future for the S&P 500, and all that fucking shit. So you're having way more money, especially because people are seeing how the S&P opened. So based on how the S&P opened, it's like, oh shit, the market's gonna go up, or hey, look, we have this agreement with them on the market, so now we don't gotta worry about. And then next week we got fucking geopolitical fucking data. I mean geopolitical labor data. A lot of fucking labor data. We got GDP. We got fucking um. Watch. I'll go through it right now, but it's gonna be such a fucking bullish, especially if this fucker plays it right and he does the whole. So I didn't attack them because my buddy told me not to, and I didn't like the agreement. But I told them, and like, and I and blah 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 blah. So we have 6 days. We negotiate, but and he's gonna make the whole tough guy. I'm really, I got him by the neck and all that fucking shit or whatnot, all that fucking bullshit, just to keep the market happy. What would you want to tell your investors, your people investing in the market? Um, yeah, we're gonna fucking, we want to tell them bad news. We Do you really want to tell them? Honestly, we can't really communicate. Um, I've been talking a bunch of shit, so therefore they're mad and they don't really want to hear my talks. And I'm making it worse, but because I can't just keep talking kind of down on them, and so this war is kind of escalate. No, he's not gonna say that. He's gonna say, "Yeah, we're having good talks. I'm not giving 5 days," even though I just said on Sunday I was gonna bomb the shit out of them, and it's Monday 4 in the morning, and so this is how these motherfuckers play. The regular people don't know shit. The regular people that just hear the news, they just, "Oh, did you hear how they're gonna give him 5 more days? Yeah, what a dumbass, huh? What this guy makes doesn't make sense." But behind the scenes, meaning in the market, they know what the fuck they're doing with all this shit. All right, let's go back to Ethereum, Bitcoin now. Same shit with fucking Bitcoin. Bitcoin, let's check it. 12 monthly, 6 monthly, 3 monthly. We got this area here and this area here, 3 monthlies at this resistance, this is support. We created 3 monthly uh support last month, and also we're coming to the end of a month this next week. It was yesterday, Bitcoin was barely fucking holding. That's why I said, if we have this fucking bad news of this fucking war over the weekend, Bitcoin and Ethereum are telling you, yo, we're barely hanging by a thread and we're gonna start dumping. So either Ethereum is gonna hold close in the sweet area where over the weekend it's gonna, and they both did. They closed so beautiful. It's not so spiky and over the fucking place. So let me break it down. So let's go back to the monthly again. These were the area that you fucking they were trapping you right here or whatnot. And there's where we closed. When you go to the daily, just fucking couple of we were holding on to this area right here. Let me go to the forward candle. We were holding on to this area right here. Let me actually go to the daily. There's that. Oh yeah, so right here. So daily wise, we have a 50 Fibonacci. That's why also, if we lose this where we are right now, we're gonna break on down. Saturday going into Sunday, bad news. We're gonna close in this 50 Fibonacci, probably Saturday 5 p.m. today, or somewhere at 10 o'clock. We would have been testing this 50 Fibonacci, and then it would have been like the whole, fuck, we're gonna go to war, escalation or strikes or whatever, and you would have seen it break down somewhere down here. If we're having good news, you're gonna see Bitcoin come back up, especially Saturday going on to Sunday night. Sunday nights, I mean, technically Sunday night, Sunday morning going to Sunday night. So Sunday at 3 p.m., you will start seeing recuperate. And then as the morning came to 6, 9 in the morning, you would have seen Bitcoin back above this area, back above 76,034. And we and close for the week this area right here, and then we're coming to the last week of the month this next week, if I'm fucking correct. Yeah, so this last week is gonna be very fucking important. This is the last week of the month, and then we have all this fucking big impact labor data that I'm gonna show you right here. Initial jobless claim, durable goods, GDP, PCE, all this job and this is next week right here. So I like also having both of the weeks economic data and feed it to ChatGPT. That way, people get so focused on what's happening right now and don't see like, especially using ChatGPT to let it tell you or tell it, hey, I want you to rank me this data and let me know how it's gonna impact the market, especially with the market sentiment, which one's more important, and uh, tell me what it is, how to read it, the who, what, all, pretty much all that. And then it'll rank it. It'll tell me, hey, Friday's gonna be your most important data because blah blah blah. This is so and so, and it works this way. This is SNAT. Here's what they're forecasting. If it's too high, it's gonna be bad for rate cuts, and therefore the market might go down. So all this shit, instead of me being like, well, which of this fucking data right here on Friday, which one's the so I know this one's important, I know this one's important. So what if that one comes out bad and this one good? But then once you know how the market is manipulated and how it moves, and you break it down into sections, like my fucking weird ass does it, it starts being more easy to understand how it's all correlates together and whatnot. All right, so back. How the fuck did I do this shit? What did I move right here? Pinche pendejo. Let me move this shit. Let me correct this shit. Man, what did I move right here? Ah, puta madre. How did I do it that time? Trade. Pinche puta madre. What the Okay, maybe that worked. Yes, Somero! Somero, chingada madre. Alright, let me take this shit off. Alright, but let me show you XRP real quick. Oh yeah, we already did it, huh? So it's ain't shit. We had the fucking breakdown overnight from Saturday, Sunday night, Sunday morning going to Sunday night. We had to see fucking Ethereum, Bitcoin, and XRP over there, pretty much rise back up, break that risk support that they broke, that is now turning to a big resistance, because each one of them, for example, your Ethereum, like I said, this is a 3 monthly support that was hanging on that it just broke, and then Bitcoin is just broke. What the fuck? What was it? A monthly, a monthly. We just closed a monthly, so it just broke that monthly support. So we don't want that. We want this week to close high somewhere in here, 76, 70,000. We just fucking close above that. So then fucking by next week we can shoot up and then close the month somewhere here. And that's gonna be bullish for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin gets stuck below 78,536 and doesn't really make it, and that's going to tell me again that also the S&P had bad news or not enough bad news for the market to really, because we want those rate cuts. In order to get those rate cuts, we need to get bad labor market, but not horrible labor market. Because then you start getting all this crazy shit, stagflation, and this and that, and just get more worried. People panic, people sell, recession, fears, all this fucking shit or whatnot. So yeah, they're all doing the same shit. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP start going down from where they are right now, I'll then look at them, they're fucking identical. Let me just put them right now. Can I put 3 at a time? Damn! Niggas broke. Alright. 2. And I'll do Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you see how they look the same? You see how they fell at the same time? So same shit needs to happen. We need to hold this upper area from now all the way to the fucking morning. You start even start seeming like we want to break this fucking resistance area right here. Same with fucking Ethereum and Bitcoin. And especially towards we get to the nighttime, be up in this region. Even if we pull back and we hold 50% of this, we're still good. As long as by nighttime we start recuperating. If by today we start going, especially you gotta pay attention to the 4 candles for the crypto world. So it goes from 9. We just closed the forward candle. That's why you see it open that little fucking line, whatever. And look what they closed, right? In the same area where it dropped from last night. So we closed at 9. Then the next one is at 1. The next one is at 5, 9, 1, and so on. So half of that, and that's your sweet spot. So your 10:45 to 11:30 is really important where it's holding, because as we get to 12, 12:15, then that's when, the market starts making its last move for that forward candle. But as long as you understand what's driving it, Bitcoin doesn't. It's not driven by these fucking bills. How many fucking bills and good news has there been in the crypto world? In the crypto world, especially before it fucking fell down and the other shit, because it fell down because of the S&P 500. Bitcoin's not gonna hold above. Hey, look, the market is going down. Gold is going down. Everybody's gonna go to crypto now. No, it doesn't fucking work that way. So, um, so now that it's going fucking down and shit, it went down because of the market and everything, whatever. And I lost my fucking train of thought. But so yeah, oh yeah, it's not driven by all these fucking bills. It's connected to the S&P 500. So now right here, what you're gonna see is if it starts holding and breaking on up, it's gonna start shaking on off, because people uh can't understand. First of all, it's hard for people to know about the market, just the market in general. Think about it. People have a hard time understanding how the general stock market fucking moves. And that, given that the stock market, the S&P, they actually give you economic data. You have all these news outlets to get all the information, and even though it's still hard for people to know how to read these candles, or where it's gonna, what does that mean? Oh, the candle went down, and the forward candle, it broke to the support, so it's gonna go down now. And so you get shit like this, or people get too fucking crazy, like people that don't know about the market, like right here. Sell, yeah, they went for sales, they're still holding or whatnot, but they don't know where the support or your resistance are at. That's one. That's why these fucking boxes and whatnot help me out right here. Understand where's the monthly, where's the daily, where's the weekly, daily, weekly, so I know how. And then once you box it up and put into sections, you understand how they're gonna go there, how what's gonna make it go up. Like for right here, that box that I just drew. Let me take this shit off now. This box that I just drew right here is a 3 candle box. So right here, this is a 3 candle box. I like these. Let me show you what a 3 candle box is. How it works out. You have one right here. Have one right here, but let me show you in a clean area. Have them right here. Right here. Right here. Because this wasn't here before, so it was just these 2 boxes. But it's better when they're perfect like this. You get it. And especially right now, because think about what's happening. You have Ethereum. Let me go to Ethereum actually, just to make it more easier. I wonder if Ethereum has it. Yeah, it does. Oh, especially where it's at. So we have a 3 candle box right here. All right. What color can I use that I haven't fucking used? Trust me, I know it's fucking, even I get confused sometimes. But when you zoom into the boxes, it's fucking way easier. So right here, we're inside of a 12-hour candle, 3 candle box. And the way that this works is, I know that this monthly is my goal to close above for the 12-hour candle for today. But and then after that, my goal from 5 p.m. after that is gonna be to pass this weekly right here. Let me take this off and go to the 1-hour candle. So I want to close if the market if we close this by 1 p.m. up here, then that means, especially because we have a weekly and two weekly lines right here, and then we have the 3 monthly. This is the goal for the week to get back in here. And we have a 4-hour candle 50 Fibonacci and a 1-hour candle 50 Fibonacci, meaning this is 50% of the drop right here. So by 1, we need to sustain and be here. We're gonna struggle probably from 1 to probably 9 o'clock or so, passing maybe through this, maybe be weakening and coming down, coming like we're gonna break on down here. But if by 9 p.m. we don't break above or hold this and we start going down by 11 and 12, pay attention to right here because again, 5 in the morning is very important. So what I could do, we could again reject this, and as the market opens, or as we get closer to the market opening, so then from 5 to, I said 6 to 9, huh? From 5 to 9 is gonna end up bouncing up and coming back up again. And by 9 in the morning, we should be up here and then shooting back up and finally breaking this. If we break throughout this box earlier for Ethereum, it's gonna show me the market is way too excited, especially like if we close here like at 1 p.m. or before that. I feel like we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get stuck in this box. We're rejecting this, and towards the nighttime, we need to bounce out of here to show that the S&P is really gonna open higher and we're getting good news. Otherwise, let me move Ethereum forward. Actually, this is what I normally do. So I'm gonna move this back, close this bitch right here, move this back, move this back. Then it's this one, and it's this one. All right, there you go. And just to put up here, oh shit. And this is what is 12-hour candle? 12-hour 3 candle. I should make capital. 3-hour candle resistance. $12-hour candle 3 candle box support. That way, when I'm in the small time frames, I can either take this off and take the box off and just leave this as what the market moves in small time frames, like the 1-hour candle. I know what's happening, or I can just leave it on. Since I can understand it, I'm gonna leave it on. Another indicator that I have on is this one that I bought a long time ago, and you can also, this tells me where the resistance and support is at. You can see it also is telling me, hey, there's some small resistance right here that's gonna be hard to pass. So it makes sense because it is again where when your 1-hour candle 50 Fibonacci is at. That's why I have this white candle, white circle telling me same 50. This right here is the 4-hour candle 50 Fibonacci. So yeah, right here, and you see how it's in the area where the market was holding. So you see how it all correlates, like the 50 Fibonacci, the 3 monthly underneath it. It was all screaming danger, 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 danger. And you see the thick resistance right here that the candles couldn't break through that. So let me see where the other resistance are at. Yeah, right here. Yep, all that area right there. And then it should show me the entries right now. I think I took it off. So yep, 30 minutes, 1 hour. See right here in the 1 hour candle was even telling me my indicator, hey, this is your entry, your stop loss, and these are your targets. 2 hour candle, same area. 3 hour candle was way up here. So you see how it helps you, and this was my Mayday area. That's what you see that right there, saying, yo, this is a 12 monthly. So we break this 12 monthly support right here. Like we're going down, my brother. And after you see after that, and this was my second area right here. This was my second. Holy shit, we're about to go down. We're about to get some bad news. Um, but yeah, that's what needs to happen, and that's how this is gonna tell me. Also, on the monthly, when the monthly uptrend. So if we go to the monthly, let me take this shit off for now. You can see the trend right there. Look at the trend. So that was that was the other red flag. I was like, holy shit, yo! If we escalate this fucking war and the S&P starts going down from here, because of the especially because of data and this and that, then Ethereum's gonna lose that. Actually, I think it's older than that. I think it's 3 monthly. Yeah, it's a 3 monthly. It was a 3 monthly. So I'm like, oh shit, we're about to break a 3 monthly trend line, and we rejected the 50 Fibonacci of it. So that's why this 3 monthly is important to break above that 3 monthly resistance that I just broke, support that I just broke. And then with next week, fucking have this good news and close somewhere here at least, or right below it, just 50% of this for next week. That way the month is still bad, but it's the last month of this three candle right here. The last month of this three candle is gonna have the strength, which whatever data bullshit we come, especially if by then this whole fucking war, because he's at 60 days. So that's yeah, that gives we're gonna end this month and then next yeah, we're gonna end by next month. That means yeah, this is the second month right now. And then he stops the war somehow and we start getting good bullshit, whatever from here. Otherwise, you guys, we lose this. Ethereum's telling me we lose this 3 monthly. That means the S&P is gonna start fucking weakening, and I have seen those beautiful fucking new all-time highs, and we're gonna start fucking sort of what happened at the end of 2025, where let's go back to the S&P. We're gonna start seeing sort of this where we keep getting highs, but we start getting pulling back. Especially if this guy starts fucking around and people don't like him or things will go his way, we're gonna start seeing highs, but we're gonna see a lot of pullbacks or whatever. So everything has to align. The war has to be gone. That way oil price is gonna go down. Yields don't gotta worry about that shit. But then you're gonna have all this chaos and traffic because of all these delays that have been occurring where people are gonna start having shortages. So new sort of programs are gonna start developing whatever, and it's gonna sort of affect us. But we're gonna do whatever it takes because you gotta make the stock market keep going higher, right? You just hit 7,500, right? So you still got fucking what 2 more years or so, whatever, or a year, 2 years left. So you gonna and what are you gonna let the market go down from here? And then be like, yeah, but did you see the market how I had it a year ago from now, you guys? What a beauty. So you're not gonna do that. So you're gonna do whatever the fuck it takes to do that shit. The moment we start seeing rejections and pullbacks and escalations of wars again, especially with cryptos at right now, with Ethereum's at above that 3 monthly trend line, it's telling me this could be the start of a nice little pullback. It's gonna be interesting how they play these cards. So let me show you ChatGPT real quick. Let's see, let me find it. Calculate pulsing. Boom, 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 boom. That's not it. That's not it. What the fuck happened to it? Keep. Okay. I was gonna start barely. Okay. All right. So this was from last night. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna tell ChatGPT, hey, since the market is closed and there's no way really to me of to know what's going on, I like to keep up with the story. You gotta have a story to understand the market. Yeah, you can know fucking all these numbers and yields and whatnot. If it goes up, they go stocks go this and that. But if you can just put a story to the stock market, it's gonna be more easy. If you gotta know who's the main character or why it's important, this is not, you can understand the S&P and the market in general, what's going on and whatnot. So I'm gonna tell, since the market is closed, I still want to keep up with geopolitical wise and president's activities. That way I can understand how and why crypto is reacting the way they're reacting and what to wait for. So even though I already went to Google, I believe Google didn't really tell me about the 60 days. I think I found out to through Twitter. So I'm gonna go to ChatGPT right now and ask it. Since the market is closed, I still want to keep up with the sentiment and story of the market. That's done by getting the latest geopolitical up, update and the president, the president actions and schedule for the rest of the weekend. Geopolitical, what the president is doing. There's no data, and yeah, besides him, we're gonna say like, oh, we're following what no. Yeah, that should be it. So it's gonna give me some bullshit right now. Right now, the market is story going into the weekend is shifting from fear of escalation to maybe the worst case scenario getting avoided. That's a core sentiment driven equities higher into the close Friday. Current weekend market. Yeah, it makes sense. Like we didn't get a news. Since he was gonna announce after the market closed, it made sense for investors, hedge funds to fucking pull back and not really have that breakout. How do you know if it's gonna, especially with this guy, you don't know when he's gonna flip flop, or you know what, because he manipulates the market right now. So especially being the S&P at the ultimate high, did, and then not knowing what's gonna happen after the market closes, it didn't make sense why the market will be then push and create a new all-time high. Like, yeah, let's create a new all-time high, even though we don't know what he's gonna do on Saturday. Maybe attack them, maybe say something crazy, and then the market pulls back from futures, and you end up, or the market opens and it keeps dropping because we strike them, and they said they were gonna destroy the internet cables, and oh no, fear, sell. So anyway, back to this shit. Middle East still number one driver. Investors are watching one thing above everything else right now. Can the US and Iran avoid other? Yes, this is the number one fucking shit. That's why it makes sense to pay attention to this. And crypto will fucking tell you. And that's why crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum is fucking recovering, having that pullback. Uh, will the Strait of Hormuz stay open? Will oil come down? Yeah, if this fucking war ceases, as this war gets to an end, oil prices will go to an end. You'll see if you really see, you're gonna see oil go down below 96, and then once it goes down to 93 and stays between 93 92, that's what's gonna tell you really that this war is getting to an end. Otherwise, if you just see it fucking keep flying from like 96 to 94, 96, 98, 96, 100 and whatnot, we're just gonna keep fucking being in this fucking war. This weekend, headlines turning slightly more constructive. Secretary of State Mario said that there has been some progress in the talks with Iran to the major blah 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 blah. The biggest unresolved issue is Iran's uranium stockpile, demand around inspections, control, security around Strait of Hormuz. But the market does not need fuel please right now. The market just needs loads of escalation. Matter for the S&P, less war, lower oil prices. So the market has basically been trading this equation: less war risk, lower oil pressure, lower lower oil pressure, less inflation fears, less inflation fears, less Fed tightening fear, less Fed fear, push for tech and equities. Makes fucking sense. And that's why fucking war needs to get out of here. President Trump, Donald Trump weekend focus. The president's weekend actions are now heavily centered around Iran, negotiating Iran. Yes, sir. Another major market storyline: Kevin Warsh affiliate took over the Fed. Yeah, market is now trying to figure out will Warsh lean more dovish or it depends on this fucking war. I, I wonder how he's gonna fucking react to it. Here's a simple way to think about it. Wall Street is trying to decide if this is the beginning of a stabilization or just a temporary calm before another geopolitical flare like fucking has been going on for the last fucking 20 fucking years. Um, but yeah, that's it. So let's go to fucking. Oh, I'm gonna put this shit right here too. So the other thing that I do is I'm gonna grab this, copy all this, go to ChatGPT, paste it. The market is entering next week with bullish tone, but now the focus shift from geopolitical to inflation and growth data. Investors basically want to confirm that economy is still holding up without inflation simulation. Market is because local liquidity weekend continues can extend you. Headlines reaches Sunday's night could more sharply up. Especially if Iran, for whatever reason, does something crazy on Monday or Sunday night, as a like take that America on your Memorial Day type of shit. But then Trump will be fucking so like, you attacked me on my day, and they would fucking get the shit out of them bomb. So I don't think they're gonna do that. But that's something. If somebody really had the boss and they didn't really want to fuck with you, that's a message that they would fucking do. I would fucking do if I really want to fuck with you. But I know by me doing that, you will fucking hit me hard. No homo, no dating. Yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually tell it to rank it. All right. rank it based on the market sentiment. Yeah. These are the reports most likely to move the S&P, the Nasdaq, bonds, Fed expectations, overall market sentiment. The 29th, Friday. Most important, why the Fed favorite inflation gauge. This market really right now heavily depending on inflation stabilization. Number 2, Friday. It's gonna be 2 weeks from now. So you see how like while people are gonna be worried what happens on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, or on a Thursday, and let's say Wednesday and Thursday we're falling, dreaming, talking, and you don't sleep. Oh, you wanna know the ba ba ba? No, but that's why when we're having bad days, people are so focused on, oh shit, sell, 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 we're going down. Yeah, bro, because look what Trump's in and da, da, da. But then you got Friday, and Friday he says something else and it correlates with the market, and then the market reverses. And you're like, but we were just going down fucking Tuesday and Wednesday, bro. Like, oh, because of the data? Oh, fuck. I should have known there was that data. So, anyways, so another one. Now, I want to, instead of being all over the place, I want you to organize it. So let me see if I can make this, because I don't want this shit all over the fucking place. All right. So, this is confusing since they are all over the place. How would you set them up to set them up? I'm just gonna do that. This confusing. They are all over the place. How would you set them up? I was gonna put some more, but be more creative with it. But let's see what it does. These next 2 weeks, instead of looking at variables separately, group them into 3 main things that makes them story much easier. 3 main market questions: inflation coming back. Most important, this market number 1 concern right now because oil rise. Iran conflict still matters, especially yields them going actually up. New Fed, yeah, all this fucking matters. So you got oil, which pretty much you take out the war, you get rid of the oil, and you get rid of the yields, and then that just leaves the Fed member in the data. So you get rid of the war, you get rid of that they'll get rid of the oil. The oil goes down, yield gets fucking down. Kumbaya. It goes back to fucking data, and the data will move the fucking yield and all that bullshit, and not the actual war and the oil and all this shit causing yields to go like crazy. Simple fucking shit. But what they're gonna do, they're gonna extend it, so it can work for the profit. For that way, it can take the yes, the no, the this day, that day, oh this and that. So markets are asking, are inflation pressure coming down or starting to rise again? Your main reports. Nope, I don't like this shit. Right now, Wall Street is betting inflation may stabilize the economy is slowing normally, not collapsing in the Middle East. Tension might avoid worst case scenario. That is currently bullish narrative. What would break the bullish story? Yeah. Pretty much you take the war out, this goes out and this goes out, and then just stays. Simple as that. What would extend the rally? The war. Get the fucking war out. Oil goes down, yields go down, and we just focus on the data. That's what's gonna make fucking the market go up. Alright, you guys, go back to so real quick with the S&P 500. Let me go to the 1 hour candle. This is where we close the week. That's why you see a light blue. It goes from the week where we close the week to the next day, which is this orange line right here. So this is the next box. After that, we have this weekly to the next day, that next day to the next strongest candle that there is, a 12-hour candle right here. These three right here, but it's right here, and then this 12 one goes to this daily one, and you this section of the market into sections, whatever. Anyways, so if we have good news with this war, we're gonna open anywhere from 495 to 477. If this deal doesn't come through for whatever reason, we're gonna open somewhere. If it's just some light shit, we're gonna open at 460. But if it's some really altercation where shit went bad and we're gonna attack them, we're gonna go down to 437. But if futures opens just somewhere up here, we should open up here with all the fucking good news. We should open somewhere in between here. And then wait for next week's data. Monday and Tuesday is gonna be closed. So also, again, if Tuesday he's gonna come and say, oh yeah, the S&P is at all-time high, the Nasdaq, the Dow, I'm doing great. I just avoid the war. I told those bastards, hey, you better so and so and so and so and so. So we made another deal. It's coming, it's working, it's coming beautiful, it's going on, all that fucking shit, just to brag about how I'm the best and USA, Memorial Day, fight, 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 all that fucking shit. And then the market is going to focus now on the data, but the war's still going to be there. It's going to be in the background. Now, in these next 60 days, that gives him a way for him to, like, anytime he can just mention anything about the war, anything about Iran. If he sees that the market is dropping because of so-and-so data, he can tweet something about Iran making a deal, or this or that, and the market will recover because of that hope. Shit like that or whatever. Let's continue looking at any updates. Iran fully rejected Pakistan's army chief claim of a final understanding towards an agreement and a 60 Caesar. There you go. Telling him directly, Iran will not compromise on the rights of the nation, if any. Yes, 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 yes. So let me see how Bitcoin, how Ethereum is doing. Still holding. So that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna hold here, and if we keep seeing this rejections from Iran, Trump is gonna feel so embarrassed. So I had to do this before Memorial Day so I can brag about it. So what I'll do is I'll strike them a day before Memorial Day so I can brag about that because they didn't want to say yes to me. And I can brag them and show them to the whole world and tweet about it. And that's going to make Ethereum pull back. So the next update is going to be by either 1 or 3. 1 or 3 p.m. Arizona time. Because I'm gonna try to go for a day trade. Because I believe that we're gonna close here at 1 and then at 3 start breaking down. At 5 close somewhere here, and then overnight start breaking on down and close here at 1 in the morning or so. So like at 5 in the morning we could be somewhere down here. Or something like that. Watch. Or if it's good news, it's gonna be different, but I'm gonna come back at 1 or 3 p.m. It's gonna be fucking interesting. That's why this 12-hour candle box strategy right here that I use is very important, especially when you know how this could play out the scenario. Just like ChatGPT gives me these scenarios, my brains also play these scenarios and shit, and how they're gonna use and what they're gonna say and how Ethereum should be playing out to indicate to me danger. All right, this is Brian Seacrest signing the fuck out.